Hi everyone, in this video we're going to show you how to make a card using our contemporary Christmas topper collection. This one is our Glad Tidings with this gorgeous copper foiling. So let's begin. I have my foil cardstock and I have my topper. So for this one we're going to do a nice little card using an 8x8. We're going to cut the front of our cardstock off to give it a nice feel to our card. So I'm just going to fold out my 8x8 card blank and I am going to remove 3 inches from the front of that card, which will give you your card that now looks like this. With your cardstock, we are then going to cut it down to 8, so it's the right height for our card. And I'm going to trim first of all this side to 3, which will just go, let's go over so we can fit the whole of the image in, and then I'll go back over and I'll just trim off the end of the tail there. And then with this piece we're going to cut this to 5. So you've still got a nice little panel to be able to make a DL card with there. So let's take our pieces now and we're going to add our tape to these. I'm going to place these onto our card. So our small panel is going to fit on the inside of our card. You could add this in with the insert from the collection, or you could use our Christmas trimmy insert pads. Whatever you have to hand. You could also use a lovely little stamp just to stick in the space in here. I'm going to just double check the width of my card blank because this one looks a tiny little bit too big. I'm just going to take off that from the top there so that sits really nicely in that card. And then let's pop this 5x8 panel on the front. So you've got that really nice imagery just peeping out of your card there. This piece is going to sit on the front, so just lining that up with your card blank and the edge of the card. So you've got that nice design sort of following through, but with that nice sort of front on there. So then with our toppers, let's go for this gorgeous little square topper, which we're going to place on here. And then we'll have the have a magnificent Christmas just to go on the space there. And I think if we can fit them in, let's go in with these smaller toppers as well, and we'll just place them up there like so. So I'm going to use all of my frames for this one. We're going to pop these out first of all, and I'm going to add my foam pads so all of the images come outwards. So we're going to go in with our largest foam pads, and we're going to pop those on the middle frame and just move those around to fit into that spacing. Like so. I'm going to add tape to this frame here, so I'm just going to use this on all 4 edges of this frame because I'm using my super handy finger lift tape here. It does fit really nicely in that gap, but it just allows you to be able to take off that tape with ease. So popping this straight onto the front of our card, and then we're going to go in with our middle frame. So I'm going to pop that on here, and I'm going to twist my frame for that one just to give it a little bit of a different look. And then we are going to double up our foam pads for our main topper image. So just taking those out of the backing. We'll place those on top of one another, and then that can fit on there. We've got our sort of larger foam pad strips that we can place on our sentiment, and that's going to fill that whole space there. So just cut that down, and then look, we can place that just above the nice foliage detail that you get on that topper set. And then our little miniature elements here, I'm just going to trim down some of these larger rectangles into perfectly fitting squares, and they're just going to fit in the center of those toppers, and we can place those along here, so we can just add them in a nice formation just up at the top of the card, making sure that we're not going too far down